In our Washington Watch, President Biden is taking executive action today to address gun violence in the United States. ABC's Mary Alice Parks reports from Washington.
President Biden in the Rose Garden Thursday called gun violence in the U.S. an epidemic and an international embarrassment.
Our flag was still flying at half-staff for the victims of the horrific murder of 8 when 10 more lives were taken in a mass murder in Colorado. Between those two incidents, less than 1 week apart, there were more than 850 additional shootings.
Joined by survivors of gun violence and those who've lost loved ones, the president announcing new executive actions. He wants the Department of Justice to regulate so-called ghost guns, kits that can be purchased online and turned into a fully functioning gun without a serial number. And limiting stabilizing braces used in the shooting in Boulder, Colorado, to turn a pistol into a short-barreled rifle. The president admitting these are far from sweeping measures. As a candidate, he called for a ban on assault weapons and new laws to hold gun manufacturers accountable. He's now calling on Congress to do more.
They've offered plenty of thoughts and prayers, members of Congress, but they've passed not a single new federal law to reduce gun violence. Enough prayers. Time for some action.
The Democratic-controlled House last month passed several bills expanding background checks, but those have stalled in the Senate. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham this week leaving open the possibility of compromise.
I'm willing to have a conversation with my Democratic colleagues about how we can make sure that people who are a danger to themselves or others, that we deal with that issue in terms of having a gun.
The president also named David Chipman to leave the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Chipman had been an agent with the ATF, but recently had worked as an advocate on gun safety reforms. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
Following this announcement by the president, U.S. Senator Jim Risch of Idaho released this statement, quote, "Federal mandates that undermine Americans' Second Amendment rights and circumvent their elected representatives in Congress erode the constitutional freedoms that make our country exceptional. I will continue to oppose actions and legislation that infringe on law-abiding citizens' constitutional rights to keep and bear arms," end quote.